Joining me now on the Daily Ledger page 5 beat from Southern California, President of Wilsey Asset Management, Brent Wilsey. Brent, zero tariffs. I have to say it again. This is exactly what the President of the United States has been gunning for. This is good for all economies to go to, if you could go to zero tariffs. And of course, the President was meeting today with his Treasury Secretary, and they were also talking about tariffs.
Yeah, and this is all positive news because not just zero tariffs, but this is really fixing our trade imbalance going forward, which is huge for our economy. We'll see this in our GDP going forward for many years. So this is great news, Graham.
Simultaneously, China is out. There's a couple reports about China. And President Xi saying, hey, you know what? I can help you with your trade deficit. Again, it seems as though the heat put on by the White House and the threat of more tariffs layered upon other tariffs has moved, well, the immovable.
Yeah, and when you're doing the right thing and you're patient by doing the right thing, things will come to the way they should be. And we got to remember, China, our trade deficit with them is $323 billion a year. Now, it's not going to fix next week, next month. It goes out to, 2024.
Right.
But moving in the right direction, that's about $323 billion more add to our economy because they're not going to reduce their imports to us. They're going to increase the imports from us to them. That's huge for our economy, Graham. Be a nice bump on the GDP.
Yeah, and the markets are watching this, and there was a positive reaction. I think if we ever get a trade agreement inked with China, I predicted on this show many times, I think the markets are going to go crazy on that, unless they happen to view it as a positive as a negative, which sometimes the markets do. But in general, I think the market's going to go crazy. Today, though, it was a measured response. Is that in general because of the climate that's out there in the markets, do you think, or is that because we need to wait and see until this thing is finalized?
Well, it's a good news, we're in the right direction. We definitely remember that Monday's a holiday, so therefore it's a 3-day weekend, and traders don't like to be in the market for 3 days when not knowing what's going on. So I think we'll see another add-on from Friday come Tuesday. But this is very good news. You mentioned about the market. This will be a banner year for the market, I believe, because these positive things, the Fed seems to be straight, and now we got some great news coming on with China, the trade deficit. I'm so excited about this, Graham. The only thing that we can think about is that I believe this is going to be a banner year for us, and you need to be invested.
All right, but there are also some dark clouds on the horizon. You always have to be aware of those. And there's a lot of puffy clouds out there that are very nice and innocuous and doing very well, and a lot of blue sky. But there's a couple of dark ones on the horizon. One of them was consumer spending. That's out today, and it could be a better number. And the other, Brent, though, is the shutdown and how long this is going to drag on and how much it will affect the U.S. economy and the GDP number.
Well, and again, it came out, what was the numbers, 90.7 versus 98.3 in December, and this is the sentiment from the University of Michigan. But this was a bad number because, remember, in December, the stock market was declining. People were getting worried, and then you got, the Fed. All these things kind of weighing on consumers. It was terrible. Now, I think it's going to reverse in January as long as we stay on the same track here come February reporting. But I wouldn't worry about that. The shutdown, though, that is starting to weigh on people a little bit. We do need to get that fixed. And I got to tell you, Graham, I don't understand it. Do people realize the expenditures for the government are over $4 trillion, and we're fighting over $5 billion? Come on, let's get this fixed here.
As I've said, that's a rounding error. Let's face it. We have reports that the government wastes every year $200 billion. There's all kinds of waste, fraud, and abuse going on every year, and we're talking about $5 billion. You're right. Let's get the act together. Brent, thanks.
You're welcome.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.